How about now? So I was just talking away. What I was saying, let me know you can hear me. Can you guys hear me now? Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Testing, testing. Oh, good, good, good. Awesome. I didn't know what the problem was. Okay. Got audio. Okay, so what I was saying is, I've got it up as high as it will go. Yeah, I don't know what to do about it. I'll just try to talk loud. How's that? Okay. All right. If you have a request, if you will type the letters like ETH, US dollar, and then if you have a preferred exchange, then put the exchange in there too, okay? All right, so first we're gonna take a look at Bitcoin, okay? If this is your first time watching me, we're kind of gonna go over some things that some of you probably have already seen, okay? But we're gonna go over it anyway. All right. Let me see how close I can get with this. Okay, so we're all wondering if Bitcoin has bottomed, okay? That's the big what if right now, okay? If it has bottomed, then we're going to assume that it's a 4 because we haven't come into the potential wave 1 here. And if it's a 4, I would expect the 5th wave to exceed 112,000, okay? That is just a base projection that is the minimum, okay? More than likely, if it is a 5, it will get overextended, okay? If we break down lower, it's almost guaranteed if this rolls over that it's probably going to come into the 1. At that point, we wouldn't be expecting 5 anymore. We would call this a wave 2. And honestly, when you think about it, I would rather we have a wave 2 than a wave 4. Because that means the 3rd wave that's coming is going to be like nothing we've ever seen. No bull run that Bitcoin has ever done is even going to compare to what this is going to look like. It's going to be crazy. Like this will be the buy of the next 100 years or more. Okay. We're underneath the acceleration channel here, okay, which that's why I'm more leaning wave 2 right now. And we're underneath the base channel. If you don't know what those are, refer to Kennedy channels. They're called Kennedy channels, okay? We have come down in between these two fib levels, okay? No matter if I pull this like I'm pulling for a wave 4, or I pull these fib extensions like I'm pulling for a 2, we're still in between fib levels. And I said this before, the market usually does not do that. The market really likes to hit a fib level and then reverse. So with that being said, I do think that 16,000, 14, 15 is where the 0.5 is sitting, and then the 618 is sitting down at 10,300. Okay, so I think that regardless of what we do here with this little rally, I think we're still coming lower. Okay, but there's always a chance that this is bottom, and we'll talk about it when we get a little lower. All right, so I've been over this WXY count a million times, so I'm going to go quickly through this. This rally here could be over. Right now, done. But it could also get bigger and come up to this 30,000 mark, or get even bigger and come up to 40,000. The way that it would do it is we would consolidate here, okay? Then it would push up and give this leg a partner. If this is not done with this three-wave move, then it will consolidate again and then give this whole leg a partner. And that's how it gets bigger as a corrective structure. Okay. So it can definitely do that, and we'll talk about it when we get down in this area. Okay. So if we are moving up correctively, and this is not a bottom, then we are giving this yellow wave a partner, whether it's coming now, whether it comes here, or it comes here. Okay. The only way this leg is not coming, and it probably will be equal size to this one, is if we've made bottom and this turns into some type of leading diagonal, something of that nature. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. All right. Let's go down to the lower time frame. There's really the only other count available is if we thought about this being an expanded flat. Okay. That's really the only other option that's on the table right now. Okay. Where this would be an ABC. The way for it to be an ABC, though, I would really think we would need another rollover for symmetry in the market and to be able to make this a five-wave move. Now, there are some Elliottians out there that are forcing it, really forcing a five-wave move here. I do not see that yet. We would really need another rollover. Okay. All right, let's go down to the lower time frame here. Okay. If it's done here, then we've made a WXY. It hit the 618 perfectly. This was an ending diagonal, and that means this is the start of something. Okay. If it's the start of something, I'm expecting one more rollover. We will get a pullback. And then what starts with 5 ends with 5, and we are at least getting another 5 for a zigzag. Or this is going to be a 1 and a 2, and it's going to dive deep into the bear case. Okay. All right. The ABC zigzag to the upside, and we would assume that this is the correction. One more rollover is going to wipe out that idea, because a zigzag, we can't come underneath the start of the A wave. So 20,715, and this idea comes off the table. And I would say most likely this is not happening. Okay. fix that later. Okay. All right. Now I know a lot of people out there are trying to make this a diagonal. I've talked about it that I really don't like the idea. First off, usually your wave 1 is the largest wave, meaning that it would look something like to here. Okay, that's the first problem with it. The second problem is this wave right here really looks corrective to me. We have overlap here, 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 here. I don't see how I can force a 5-wave move into this, but it's forced. And it's not, it doesn't hit the proper extensions. So I really don't like it as a 5-wave move. And if you have a diagonal, you either have to have 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, like an impulse wave, or they all have to be 3s. And definitely because of this wave, that is all day long a 5-wave move. So because of that, you have to go with 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. And I really don't think this leg is a 5-wave move. But I'm going to keep this on the table as a count, not my preferred one, but on the table as a count until it's invalidated. So we would be looking at this correction as an ABC with another rollover. Now, either way, when you think about it, if you were to overlay these counts over each other, we have the diagonal. That's very ugly, whatever. We have the count that ended here. And we have the ABC zigzag that's very close to getting invalidated. So either way, we would expect another rollover, and we would be looking for a move to the upside. Whether it's 3 waves or it ends up being 5 and this is a leading diagonal, when this rolls over again, we will be looking upwards. Okay, keep that in mind. All right, this move on the bottom looks like a WXY to me. That may not be done. Probably the 1-to-1 would be the highest I would want to see this go. Let me see where the 1.236 is. Okay, so the 1.236, I wouldn't want to see it go any higher than that. Really, I wouldn't even want it to touch that. I would want it to stay at the 1-to-1 if this has further up to go. Why? Because a higher degree fourth shouldn't take out a lower degree. And the right here at this wick is the lower degree. Okay. Now, in my course, there's a strategy called the final push, and it is catching this 5th wave. Okay. So if a higher degree fourth shouldn't take out a prior degree fourth, then it's obvious where your stop loss goes. Okay. I am expecting another rollover. Now, if we don't get it, then I'm just off on the count. If this takes out this resistance and starts heading up this way, it will be corrective. The way it'll do it is do a WXY like this, and then it'll make a 3-wave move here and flip this to support, and then it'll try to climb higher. But this will all be corrective, and we will be looking at it as a 2 or a B. Okay? All right, so that's Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, Mohammed, thank you so much. You did not have to do that. Yes, I will definitely look at your T-Fuel. That is very nice of you. Is there any questions about Bitcoin before I move on to requests? Okay. I'm going to go ahead and do Mohammed's first. Is this it, Mohammed? Theta fuel? Justin, yes, I think we will roll over in Bitcoin. Yes. I think we're in a fourth wave. Mohammed, is this it? No, we don't see divergence, Oscar. Okay, so this looks like to me that it had, so these alts, I had a question in the comments about these alts, that they look like they're missing a fifth wave, okay, because everybody's wanting to put the third up here. What it actually is the third's here, the fourth is here, and this is an overextended fifth, okay? The ones that look like this. That's my take on it, why they look like that. So I would call this a 1. I would call this a 2. Okay. Obviously, you know, it could come down lower and you could still call it a 4, but this has made a already 94% correction. Okay. So I think all of these are 2s. Got some really nice bottoming look here on the weekly. Divergence. We've got bearish divergence, and it is also rejected in the 50 right here. That's not that great, okay? So let's see what I think this count is. I think it's like all the others. Actually, this is a little different. I think we have actually this one really looks like a 5-wave move right there. And this is all corrective up here. So there's a good chance that, here's the thing, we cannot end this with 5 waves. Okay, because we don't have 5 up here. This is totally corrective up to this point. And we can't call this a B wave because it didn't hit the 618. So that tells me that more than likely to finish this off, we're going to need 5 waves over here. Okay, so that we can call this W, X, and Y, so that this last move is a zigzag. Because I can't make a leading diagonal out of this up here. So this is definitely a 3-wave move. So with this 5 waves, it's telling me another 5 is likely coming down to this area. Mohammed, is that what you wanted? You want the lower time frames too? Very corrective. I can't make a diagonal out of it. The lines don't even meet. So to me, it looks like that it was a WXY. Yep. And looking at this one, it's really screaming that this is the start of something. 5 waves. And it needs another rollover also. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the beginning here. All right, so the first request was ETH. All right, so ETH had a gap, okay? So ETH, I think, is the exact same thing as Bitcoin as far as the higher count, okay? We're looking at the exact same thing, that this would either be an X or a B. Now, a lot of this is argued that this is a 5-wave move, okay? But I'm more leaning that it's a WXY, where this was A, B, C, X wave, and then A, B, C. Now, either way, whether it's a WXY or it's an impulse wave, we're coming down in 5 waves. I will expect another rollover here, then a rally, then 5 waves. The reason for that is if we ended on 5, this has to be the start of something, and it's 5 waves. If we ended on Y, which this is very clear that it ended here, that means we're starting with 5 waves. And we at least have to have a zigzag here of ABC. 5, 3, 5. So if we get a zigzag here, whether it's WXY or it's a 5-wave move, we're going to be looking for upside. If it's a WXY, then it's going to give us 3 more over here. It's going to give this leg a partner no matter what. Means bigger rally, or this really is 5 waves, but it can be an A wave or a wave 1. And looking at Bitcoin, it's more than likely it's an A wave, but there could be something there in Bitcoin that I don't see. Bottoms can be very choppy, corrective looking when they're no audio. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. I was looking back at the chat. So let's go down a little further here. So the same thing, ETH had a gap, so it's just filled it. This is the order block we wouldn't want to get above so that this rolls over one more time, and I would expect it to do it now. Like, it really needs to come on down now and give this last 5 waves. Obviously, if it gets up over this order block, then we're getting the 3 waves now, and that this 5 waves was over. But we still would expect 3-wave pullback and 5 more. Okay. Pandy, the 1212, I can see how a lot of people are calling it 1212. I don't agree with it, but that's me. And like I said before, it could be. It could be. So that, you know, this being 1, 2, it'd have to be 1, 2, and then 1, 2. This is your invalidation point, 20,715. We take that out, this nest is off the table. Okay, next one is Phantom. Phantom looks like a 5-wave move, so I would call it 1. Right now, you could say that this is a 4th wave because it hasn't taken out its prior 4th. But any rollover that takes out this prior 4th, then we're going to flip to 2, even though it hasn't come into its 1. Because like I said, a higher degree 4th really should not take out its prior degree. It uses it for support. Okay. This is almost the same thing here, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that we have this 5-wave looking move and a 3-wave here at the top and a middle move that didn't hit the 618. The only other way that you could break this up and say that it's done and that 5 more waves are not coming is you would have to say that this is 5 waves here, this is the middle break, and that this is 5 waves to here. And it's a zigzag, and that, but you would call it W, X, Y. Otherwise, if you see this as 5 waves and it really looks like 5 waves, then that means we need another 5 over here to end this off for a WXY. Now this one is a little better with the diagonal. All 3s. Invalidation point obviously is the low. So what needs to happen here is that if this is going to roll over again, this needs a high B. Not to take out this high. Okay, I put it up there a little too high there. It needs a high B so that when we get the other 5, it doesn't take this low out. And then this would be 1 or A, 2 or B. If it takes this low out with a 3-wave move, then you're just looking at 3, 3, and then you'll either get 3 or 5 over here. Okay. Otherwise, this is 1, 2, and then it's going to tank with big separation. That would be the bear. Okay, but that one I can make a diagonal out of, but it can't take this low out. So it needs a high B. XRP is next. All right. Obviously, that's a bull run, 5 waves. So I think that this here is an expanding diagonal. All threes. It's actually a beautiful one. Okay. So that is a 1 wave coming down for 2. Now, obviously, we cannot take this low out. If we do, it's going to invalidate the expanding diagonal. This would be our wave 1. This would be our 2. This really looks like a corrective structure. There again. So these alts really have that 5 wavy look right here. Oh, wait. I just saw something on this one. Okay. So we've got, we could say that this is the middle here. That this is a 3-wave move, then 3, and then 5. That's how you could end this off. And this is 3. 3. So it would be W, X, and then this would be Y. Okay? That's how you could make this end. Or the other scenario, if it's going to come deeper, then probably this 5-wave move isn't done. And when Bitcoin rolls over, this one will give another 5. But it cannot take this low out. Okay. Now, if this ends up rallying higher, where it, continues up, then I would still expect this 5 to have another 5. It still will be a WXY structure. So, to lessen the confusion, I can come up with an account to make this end here. But it's more than likely that this will rally. Either it's going to roll over, okay? It's going to follow Bitcoin. So, but it could rally higher, and if it does that, it will give this leg here a partner. And it could come back to this support and never get underneath it. I can't make a diagonal out of this one. Now, this one has a different structure here where this is a 3-wave move, Then we get 3 waves, and then we get 5. So this is made a flat. Okay, which means that this is a corrective structure, suggesting that it wants to give this leg a partner. So this is the first one we've seen, and I can't make a diagonal out of this, I don't think. No, I don't think that's a diagonal. So this suggests that this is corrective and that this is ending something. Yep. So that's kind of a good thing. That means in XRP, this really looks like a flat. So that's suggesting that this wants to rally higher. But of course, it will follow Bitcoin. So whatever Bitcoin does, it will follow. Bet Euro. Bet Euro. Okay, nothing but a downtrend, I guess. All right, so this is very corrective looking, WXY-ish. It ended here. And let's see, all threes. This is 3, 3, 3. So WXY that ended here, and this is the start of something 5 waves. So same thing, I expect a rollover with a pullback and 5 waves. Bear scenario would be this is a 2, and it tanks and takes this low out. And it gives this 5 waves here a partner. That would be the bear. I can't make a leading diagonal out of it. So, yeah. It looks like so far that the market is leaning towards rollovers. Paul, I'm not sure what you're asking. If you're still here, if you could type it, what you're asking. All right, so I've done ETH for everybody. ETH, Maytag. This is a beautiful one. I already have it on here. Beautiful 5 waves. Probably the prettiest 5 waves I've seen in a long time. This started with 3, 3, and then this looks like 5. Same thing that all the others have. And it didn't hit the 618. All right, but let's look at this because this is totally taken out this prior fourth here. All right, so right now I see this as ABC. Okay. If it would be an impulse wave, then it would have needed to do this. 1, 2, 3 up to the 1.618, 4, 5. Okay. This is totally hit corrective fib levels. Unfortunately, it's not an impulse wave. And then again, it's starting with 5 waves. So rollover, 3-way pullback, and at least 5 more. Then we're going to look for a partner leg for this to the upside. That would be the bull, and then the bear would be that this is a 2, and that it's going to, you know, tank, break the lows, and give this leg here a partner. Okay. But Maytac, I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. It's setting up for a wave 2, and like I said before, it's going to be a massive bull run to come when it comes. Because look how big this was. And that's just the wave 1. It's going to be 4 times as big or bigger. I'll go Rand. Okay. Okay. Let's see. We would have to call this an expanding diagonal. It's got way too much overlap. Okay. And then very choppy corrective structure here that's got this channel. Okay. W, X, Y. We could say it's ended here. It's all going to depend on this. Okay. Now, an X wave that is putting in an X wave for all this can break the channel. Okay. What happens is, say that this rallies to the upside. What this channel changes is what happens. And then this leg here is going to get a partner. Let's go down in here and take a look at it. This little correction here. Yeah. I think this whole middle here is a connector. This got a partner leg. And this is the top, and then we're coming down in 5. So this one is going to break the lows. It's already very, very close. So roll over, rally, and then 5 waves more. And it could definitely go bear. Probably to the bottom of this channel if it wants to. So roll over, it probably rally back to the channel, and then the rollover may come pretty deep here. Bottom of the channel. If it got to the bottom of this channel, that would be not financial advice, but that would probably be one heck of a buy there. Because it has almost retraced its entire move. Like, how much more can it really go? Okay. If it were to break this bottom, then what happens is it just starts over. So the count, if it broke the bottom, the count would start from the new low. This would just be nothing if it goes on another bull run. Okay. Sell. Gelato, is that what it is? Let me try the next one, sorry. TRIAS. This move here has overlap everywhere. So this doesn't look like an impulse wave to me. It looks like it was A, W, X, and Y. Because of this overlap, overlap, overlap. But it doesn't mean it can't rally, okay? So we've got 3 waves here, 3 waves here, and 3 waves here. WXY. And obviously it can give this leg a partner, and if it does, it's going to break this low. But like I said, if it survives, it will just start over with a 5-wave move, hopefully. Okay. And then this is corrective. And it's starting again with a 5-wave move that looks like it should roll over again. Pull back, and then 5 or tank. Because if it gives another 5, it's going to break this low. So down looks like the direction for this one for sure. Let's see what this other one, OPUL. All Q coins. This was nice looking, but it broke the low. Okay. This is a 3-wave move so far. So it's all going to depend on what's this doing here. It's still in its channel, sort of. Let's see what it's doing here. All right, so this one has a chance here that it made this bottoming structure, and these are 1 and 2s here. Because it's come so high, this in here looks like a 1 2 1 2. 3 4 5 for the 3rd wave, and then this is the 5th wave up here. 3rd wave here, 4. So this looks pretty good for an impulse wave, believe it or not. All right. So if it's going to be one, and it's not going to be an A, B, C flat, that could be the case here. And it just got overzealous. Okay. Then we need a corrective pullback where when this leg here gets its partner, we don't want it to break these lows. Okay. This would be the deepest I would want to see it come. And then hopefully this will give you a 3rd wave. But be prepared that this turns into A, this turns into B or W, X, and Y. And it would probably rally back to, if it's going to go up, back to here. And if you're really lucky, back to this area. Or it's really bullish and it goes with a 3rd wave. That's possible. All right. Sharing my views. You've been following me since 1K. Thank you so much. Yeah, I love cactuses, Justin. FITFI? There are so many altcoins, it's unbelievable. Okay, I don't know if I have all the data for it. If there's more data and it has, there's some type of bull run here and it hasn't broke the low, then we would call it 1 and 2. But if this is everything, then the only thing, let's see, so the bullish option would be okay, bull option, this is 1, 2, 1, 2. Invalidation is this low. If it breaks that low, it's not a 1-2-1-2. That would be the bullish option, and then you would expect up. That's very bullish. I'm not particularly leaning that way because one little rollover could take this low out right here. But that is the bull option. Let's see. This one looks like 5. This looks like this leg is attached to this leg. And then this was a B wave. Let me do this again. Hold on. Let me see here. Now I see it. All right. So this is a flat in the middle. This leg is attached to this leg, and it would have ended here. Then this leg, it's very complicated, is attached to this leg. So this ends up being the whole middle part is a connector, and then this leg is attached to this leg. Okay, that's the bear. You end up with W, X, Y. It's a complicated one. And then this looks like 5 waves, the same as the rest of the market. One more rollover, pull back, and hopefully it's just 5. Then it will try to give this whole move a partner leg if it doesn't break the low to rally higher, but it would be corrective. Okay. It's a very complicated move right in here. Okay. Tropical. I did ETH. I'm reading Justin what he said there. Look at that. Let me see if there's another one. All right. So it looks like a 5-wave move. So I would call this a 1 and a 2. That ended here. 3 waves, 3 waves. All right, so this is one that has that 5-wave look right here. That really looks like it needs a partner. So we'll look at this bottom part. See, the problem here, guys, is we can't do 3, 3, 5. That's invalid. Most Elliott Wave traders want this B wave here to come 90% of the A wave. In the Dragonfly system, I allow the 618 because in crypto, they're hitting the 618. But the only way we could say that this is done is to call this a zigzag right here, which that's possible, and we would say WXY just like Bitcoin. So it's all going to depend on this guy. The whole market's depending on that one. All right, so if it's going to be bullish, we're 1 and 2. This is the low. Obviously, you don't want to break. And we would say that this is, let me see how high this went. Okay, it hit the expanded B pocket. So this would be A, B, C. Okay, that's the bullish option. If it's not going to be a wave 1, then what we have here is a zigzag. And then it ended here. And this is going to make 5 waves, same as the rest of the market. It's either going to break the low or it'll make a zigzag here. And then we'll have 3, 3, and it will try to rally with 5 or 3. But it will be corrective. So the only bullish option it has is that maybe that's a wave 1 with a expanded flat. So when it rolls over again, I would, not financial advice, be thinking long, just in case this is a 1 and 2. You wouldn't want to miss that. Or even if it's an A, a B, and you get a big C, you wouldn't want to miss that. All right, guys. Well, no more requests? Am I at the end here? Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in with me. I really appreciate it. Let me know if there's any more questions. All right, guys. Well, you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next Tuesday for the Tuesday TA. Don't forget to hit the likes, okay? All right, you guys have a wonderful day.